Hello, everybody. How are you tonight? I'm Jeanette Collins, and you're at Stampin' to Connect, and I'm so excited to be here tonight. It is National Learn About Butterflies Day today. Most people, of course, are honoring Pi Day, like the mathematical pie, and the only pies I like to deal with are the real ones that you can eat. So I chose to do the National Learn About Butterflies Day, and today I am going to be using the Butterfly Brilliance bundle, and it's on page 106 in the catalog, and I want to show you that. So let me turn my camera down so you can see my desk, and I'll get started. So thank you for being here. I forgot to put on my chat, so let me do that real quick. Let's see. You know, there's just always something I forget. Where is it? I think it's right there. Yeah. I'm going to say hello, and when you come on, with you will say hello and let me know where you're from. I would love that. And if you're watching the replay on YouTube, please press like and subscribe, and also comment, because I will read those comments too. So I thank you for being here. All right, I'm going to put this up, and looks like they changed something. Wouldn't you go figure? Okay. So let me move my camera down, like I said. And there, you should see my desk. And hopefully you can read this okay, because this is my site where you can order anything from Stampin' Up! From me. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And it says here, my first name, Jeanette, last name's Collins, stampinup.net. That's where you would go. Right now, my website, stampin2connect.com, is down because I'm making some improvements. So back to the Butterfly Brilliance. It's on page 106, as I said. So this is the annual catalog. We're still in the annual catalog until May 3rd. And then we get a new one. But this is such a great set. And so I figured, well, gosh, if it's a butterfly day, let's work with the butterflies. And it comes with some awesome dies. And you can get it with 10% off when you buy the bundle. A lot of people already have this. And if you have it, great. I hope you will enjoy this card. All right. Oh, while I'm thinking about bundles, the 10% savings, there's even a better savings going on with the Arts in Bloom bundle. And it features 13 different bundles in our catalog that are 20% off. So that's a great deal. Here's these. And then also the little mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine is 20% off. And then it's all of these on the back. I showed it the last time I was online. So if you need a little look, here it is. If you see something go by that you haven't purchased yet, you may want to go look online for these. All right. Okay, Butterfly Brilliance. Let me show you. This is the stamp set. This is what it looks like. And it's got 6 butterflies on here. And what's so unique about this stamp set is it's one giant stamp. I put it in my Stamparatus, and this is basically a stamping placement apparatus. So when I go to stamp, I'm going to take my white cardstock, and I will be placing it really where the stamp will. I think I have it about right there. And when I ink it up, and I will stamp it, and it stamps the whole front of the card. So that's really neat. And then, of course, those of you who haven't worked with this, then the next best thing about this stamp set are all the dies. You have, let me get it in view. You have these, which this giant one, it's all in one. But what happens, you can use it to cut out all 6 butterflies at once. And if you're die cutting, why not cut them all at once instead of one at a time? So we're definitely using that. And then underneath, I have another set. Look at those beautiful butterflies. We're going to use the large, this is an intricate die. We're using this one. And we're using, let's see, that one, the small one. And this is what it's going to cut out, something beautiful and intricate. Okay, so I'm going to put this away. All right. And I got to get my card base. And again, I want to put this in here. Move these aside. Am I going to put it on this, or am I going to put, oh, I know what I was going to do. For interest, now I could stamp this on this card right here. I could stamp it right onto this card. Like so. And it would give me all these beautiful butterflies. But what I've decided I wanted to do is to give these butterflies an instant decoration and color. So I'm pulling out this beautiful paper. It looks like clouds on one side and the polka dots on the other. And I'm going to use this instead. Let's see, if I pull this over, got to make sure it's going to hit all of my paper. A little bit more. There. Now you can see, let me get you back in frame. You can see that I have all of my butterflies touching that paper. Okay, so my next thing to do is to stamp it up, and I'm using Poppy Parade as my color because I like that it has that color in here. So I'm going to take my Stampin' Up! Poppy Parade, and I'm going to ink up the entire big butterfly thing. All right, so you can watch me do that. It's not hard. It's just tapping gently. So I'm taking my stamp pad and I'm turning it over and I'm just stamping, pressing gently. And I like to go through all these steps. I know for you seasoned stampers, you know, you're like, well, she's too slow. She goes giving us too much information. But for those people who've never stamped before, I like to give you all the steps and explain. Okay, let me close my stamp pad. And now I'm going to stamp onto this paper. We're really ignoring the clouds because the clouds really don't have anything to do it, but it's going to, the butterflies will have some of that background in it. So it's just to give those butterflies background and texture. And I think that's so cool. I like to rub, I'm not pressing as hard as I can or anything. I'm just rubbing my hand over the stamp to make a good impression. And look how beautiful those are. Now you can see right here, something is missing on that butterfly. So let's see, which one is it? It looks like it's on this end. So I'm going to open up my stamp and try to hit those again. It looks like both sides didn't get hit. Maybe I just didn't press well enough. So I'm going to just try to stamp up only that one butterfly. I stamped it up real well. Close my stamp pad again. And let's see, I'll make a point to press on these wings. And hopefully that will make a difference. A lot of people like to use their sleeve and press. Kind of makes it smooth. Now let's see, take a look at it. Ta-da! See how pretty that is? Now, I'm going to wipe this off very quickly. I just like to quickly wipe it off with the little damp rag I have. Now, this way I won't look at all that, so I won't get it all over the place. Now, my next step, I'll put this aside. My next step is to take the large die, and I'm going to place it with the cut side down. See the raised edge? That's the cut side. And I'm going to tape it down, and then we're going to run it through the die machine, and you're going to see that it cuts all 6 out. I just think this is a fun way. You go through your paper and look to see if you have any kind of marbled paper that you may have. It's usually on the back sides. Stampin' Up! Is real good about giving us kind of tone-on-tone papers on the B side, we say. So go through some of your papers that you've, would like to still use. For instance, I showed you what was on the back of that one. But this is, of course, a beautiful paper that we had. I think it's for the Artistically Bloom or something like that. But look at the back of it. Look how beautiful that is. So I can imagine stamping onto butterflies onto this, and then maybe using one of these colors. I mean, you could use the pink or more of this peachy color for your butterflies, because we know that butterflies are all different variation of colors. You know what? I'm going to move this tape over just a little bit on this side. And by the way, I use Post-it tape. The best thing, because even washi tape sometimes will pull off your paper. Now, the only other thing I needed to do in order to get this through my big machine, I do have to cut this off. So I'm going to take my scissors and just snip it off so it can run through my machine. There we go. And I'm going to scoot away. Look how pretty that is already. You can see the definition in those beautiful stamped butterflies. I'm going to run it through my machine. I'll be right back. It's just a second. My machine is just too heavy to plop down on this space. So, okay, so there's the big one, and we can pop all these others out. And look how they just pop out so nicely. And I usually reuse this tape until it gets kind of ratty on the back. If I can peel it off. There we go. I usually put it on the top of my machine. Stamp and cut and emboss. Stamp and emboss and cut. So, okay, here we go. There's that one. Come on. All right. So we're done with the die. And I've got 6 beautiful butterflies ready to use. It can be, for 3 or 4 cards. All right. Now the next step I want to do is I'm going to take a piece of paper from, it is from the back of the catalog. It's the two-tone paper. Here's my measurements. This is from the party, gosh, I was just trying to remember it. Pattern Party paper. So I'm going to be using this side. All of the party pattern paper is a hostess gift at the very back of our catalog, and has some great colors on one side and beautiful patterns, but on the reverse of all of the color are black and white images. So I'm using that, and I call this the floral. So if you want to cut something out and you want to watch this later, you cut it at 4 1/8 by 5 3/4, and that is to go on our mat, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So you're going to see 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 is our standard base of our card. And what this is going to do is give me just that 1/16 of an inch all the way around. And I love that. You know, I probably should have it on white paper, but we'll keep going. Okay, I like to glue this on, so I have a minute to slide it around if I need. So just a line, small bead, really small in the middle. Okay, this is the Mono Tombow glue. Okay, and I'm going to put this on my black mat. I'm kind of lining it up so I can see what I'm doing. And I want to get that 1/8 of an inch. Really, really. 1/8 of an inch. What did I say? 1/16 of an inch. There. Now, the next step is I want to use my Poppy Parade. Move some of these things aside. Move my butterflies aside. You can still see we're going to use the Poppy Parade. These are the measurements of what I just cut out or had cut out. We're going to use the Poppy Parade and a blending brush. And I want to just put a little bit of this color of where I would set, because I'm going to use this large butterfly, where I would set the large butterfly. So I think I want to set this butterfly about right there. This is going to be a landscape top fold card. So I think I want to put it right there. So that means when I work with my blending brush, I want to go from my left bottom corner up. I'm going to use my little mat. Whoops. My little silicone mat. And leave that butterfly there just for a second. And all you have to do is touch. Make sure it's not too much, okay? And we're going to start off the card over here on the, there it goes. I started off, can you see, off on the silicone mat, and now I'm continuing in, and it's just giving me that burst of pretty color on this black and white, and it's going to help set off my butterfly. Okay. Notice I'm just continuing to work it. I'm not adding more ink at this point. I'm not pressing hard. I just keep going around and around. If I wanted to use a little bit more off my silicone, I could do that. You can do the same thing, even like if you have a paper underneath. And even with the black mat, it's okay that I have already matted this, but if you have a white mat, you probably wouldn't want to color that in with it matted already. I think that's plenty because I don't want to overdo it because I still want the card to look white. You think? It looks awfully light there on camera, so maybe I should go a little more. I'm going to start up here, just tapping and then taking it in. Going off, taking it in. This is such an easy process. It's not messy because I used to do a lot of art journaling and that sort of thing, but I like the art part of it, but I don't like getting too messy. So when I found Stampin' Up! And card making is much neater for me. So, all right. So now we've got that done. I can take my little cloth and wipe that up because it's silicone. All right. So that's that. I want to use my large butterfly. I moved his wings up like that to make this absolutely gorgeous. I could use my butterfly just like this, but to make it more gorgeous, I want to use this die cut, and I'm going to die cut onto my white paper. So let's do that again. I'm going to just, you know what, I'm going to turn it this way so I can save my other for scraps. Hopefully you can see that. And my tape. Oh, I have some of that extra tape there. See, I told you I reuse it. So just put a couple pieces down so he doesn't wiggle. And through the die machine again. And here we go. What came off? Oh, I can't get it off because of the tape. I'm going to leave that right there. And let me get my butterfly off the mat. Okay, I've got my butterfly right there. Look how beautiful that is. I have a couple little spots that still, look, most everything is, only 2 little spots didn't get poked out. And that's just from lifting it. All right, so this is what my intent to do next, because that white, I've got that red poppy underneath, I've got that color underneath, but that white just really makes that butterfly look so fragile and pretty. So let's get the butterfly on there first. And the way I do this is I use dimensionals. I'm going to use the large dimensionals, these Stampin' Up! Hexagons, and I'm going to put them kind of close to where the main body of the butterfly is. Take that off, those little tabs off. Okay, move this aside. Hopefully you can see okay. I could move it down just a bit more. All right. And I also like to put a little bit of glue down the middle, just to secure it and just to secure those antennas just a little bit. Okay. There. Hold that down just for a second. Now what's happening is with those dimensionals underneath, it keeps those butterfly rings from laying completely flat. And of course, that's why they're called dimensionals. So, and I like to kind of pull them up anyway and curl them a little bit. All right. Now the next thing I want to do is add this to the top, and we're going to We won't put dimensionals on it. All I need is the little glue. A little bit of glue on its body. Like so, and hold that down. Isn't that so pretty? All right. So before we put this on the card, we need one more thing. We need a sentiment. Get my butterfly off of this. Come on. Okay, so now I'm going to use this, and I'm going to use that poppy color again, and I'm going to use the sentiment that says, life is better with a friend like you. So it's a long sentiment. So let me get my, do I do it in that color? I think I'm going to do it in black, actually. I just changed my mind. Okay, Memento black ink. Set it up here so I can use it. There's never enough room on the desk for all the supplies when you're wanting to show how to make a card. Okay, so now I'm going to just put this here on the grid so I can kind of get it straight, and I'm going to just press this down. It doesn't have to be exact, but hold it for a minute, and let's see how I did. It's beautiful. Life is better with a friend like you. Now the next thing to do is to cut it out. I have this die that I have used. This has been in my stash forever. But when I have a long sentiment like this, I like to use it only because I don't have to do the cutting all the way around. Where's my little tape again? I need just a little piece of tape to hold this one down and run it through the die machine. I better put one on the other side too. Hope you're having a good evening. And if you are enjoying this, please like, subscribe if you're on YouTube, and share. I'd appreciate if you'd share. Share with 3 friends at least. I don't know if I need it all the way yet. Okay. Peel off my tape. Peel off this side. Tape. Okay. And I think this sentiment would look good right about there. What I want to do before I put it on is to get my dimensionals and pop it up. Let's see, I'm going to need the smaller ones. So, instead of trying to go through all those little bitty ones, I know Stampin' Up! Sells some of these mini strips, and I have these from my stash. I don't know exactly if they're from Stampin' Up!, but I know Stampin' Up! Sells them. It's so nice because you don't have to fuss with a bunch of little ones. Let me see. I forgot to look to see if you're commenting or not. Hello, everybody. All right. Okay. And clip this off. The other thing is I could have put my name there. Oops. Let's see. There. Now you can see better too. All right, so we have this Life is Better with a Friend Like You, and I'm going to take the tape off the back of this foam. It's a sticky foam on both sides, just like the dimensionals. And then I can place it right about here. You know what? I'm going to get it straight on my grid again and kind of look at my grid to see if I'm getting it straight. A little bit up. There. Okay, so now all I have to do is put it on my card base, which I told you is a landscape A2 size card. So I like to put the glue on the back of my panel that I'm adding. And it should fit the card perfectly. Put that right on. Now this is not a hard card to do. I would say it's fairly simple except for the die cutting, but die cutting is a lot of fun, and with our machines it makes it so easy. So, and the die cuts, just look at that beautiful dimension that die cut gives. So it looks like the butterfly is wanting to fly off the card. And by having the color on my butterfly underneath, and then just a little bit of color kind of helps draw that color in. So hope you enjoyed this card. If you did, you can, like I said, if you don't have this Butterfly Brilliance set, please go to page 106 in the annual catalog and take a look at it. And I have a March host code, which is N246P3RY. And if you spend $50 or more, I will send you a thank you and a gift. But go to my shop, okay? So it's JeanetteCollins.stampinup.net. And let me turn my camera again. I never know which way to go. There. So hey, so hope you enjoyed my butterfly card for National Learn About Butterflies. Oops, let's see, where can I put it? Up here. Which way? This way. Butterflies Day. So again, like and share. Please share on Facebook with your friends. I appreciate the help. Thank you so much. And I'll see you next time. Bye. Oh.